28. Today gonna head down to Leander. Hopefully fly the drones, not too windy. I know I've said that like a million times, but this time I actually will hope to do it. But all I need is those guys on the water. So just gonna finish off my smoothie, obviously. Get ready and head down. After catching up on my YouTube vloggers, of course. Alright. Here's to a good day. Little bit of a change of plan. I realised that the guys have their 2Ks tomorrow at Leander and at Caversham, so that means that they're not going to be in the water, especially now it's just about lunchtime, so they're probably finished for the day. That means that they're not going to be in the water and the drone flying isn't going to happen today. So hopefully I get some drone flying at it by the end of the week. So that means I'm going to talk about something that irks me sometimes. So let's go to the discussion table. Welcome to the discussion table. So going to what irks me, and this was brought to the forefront of my mind yesterday when someone commented on my Instagram, someone I know, they said, "Is that all I do?" And the picture was of guys on the rowing machine. So is it all I do? One, is winter training. Rowing machines and on the indoor rowing machine is a big part of training in the winter because the weather's been terrible this past week, and so people are rowing inside. And two, the opportunities for me to take film, to take pictures are inside. Three, yes, it is all I do or all that we do. Right now, obviously, I'm not training as much, but when we're on full program, training is all we do. It's a full-time job. Which makes me go to another point. When you're talking to people, you tell them, they ask you, what do you do? And I say, I row for the GB rowing team. And then almost immediately, maybe 80% of the time, I get a response of, okay, when are you going to join the real world? Or when are you going to get a real job? And that's so 2 points. When am I going to get a real job? Why is rowing, or why is being a professional athlete not a real job? And two, when am I going to join the real world? Why is being a professional athlete not part of the real world? Being part of the real world is all-encompassing. So why can't some people do one thing, other people do other? Just because it's a bit different and it's not the norm, why is that not in the real world? Don't see behind the scenes where we are training 40 plus hours a week. We're getting up at early in the morning, coming back late, and in the evenings, the idea of going back to not doing anything, some construction going on, going back to not doing anything else is we don't really do much else because it's all geared towards rowing. It's all geared towards getting that Olympic medal around our necks in 2 years' time, or maybe 6 years' time, whatever Olympics you want to go to. So it really requires some sort of dedication to not do things. For example, Adam Neal, my housemate, we live here with his girlfriend, and they sometimes, it's like Adam can't go out on a Saturday night or can't go out like on a little trip, on a weekend trip, because there's no time, or you can't go out on a Saturday night and then expect to train well on a Sunday. Just stuff like that. And then obviously you can't do much in the evenings because, so Monday we're training and then you come back and recover Monday night for Tuesday. And same goes, you recover Tuesday night for the Wednesday. Same goes Wednesday night, you recover for Thursday. So it all just builds up and you can't really do too much. And getting time off, last year we got 3 weeks off after the World Championships. I think we had some Sundays off sometimes, but apart from that, it is a real job in terms of time spent. In Great Britain, we're really privileged to have the UK Sport Lottery funding behind us, so it's not a case of us trying to support ourselves fully, but we get our good help from the lottery funding, so we are getting funded to row through the lottery funding. I remember speaking to it was a uni course at Northeastern University, and the professor went around the class. It was one of the last senior classes you had to do, so it was quite a small class, and the professor went around asking people what they wanted to do once they left. It was like career development kind of, or organizational behavior is what the class was. So we went round the class and they were asking, right, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And some people said specific jobs they wanted to go in, where they wanted to take their degrees. And she came to me and asked me, well, Cameron, what do you want to do? And I said to her, I don't want to live for the weekend. I don't really want to work for someone else. And what was the other one? I want to choose my own holidays, I think was the third one. And she said to me, you can't do any of those. And that hit me. I was like, what? Well, why not? What's stopping me, or what's stopping someone? And so right now I'm in the case, so not living for the weekends, which that's a huge thing. Or I think comes down to enjoyment. And so a famous quote: "You'll never work a day in your life if you love what you do." And so that's the case. Like, so if I love rowing, so I'm not thinking, it's not getting to the Sunday blues, and go, oh no, I've got Monday. It's like Monday isn't any different from Tuesday, etc. But it's just because you've had your weekend off, and then you, oh no, I need to go on Monday. So that, I really enjoy rowing, so I don't have any Sunday blues, which again is another huge privilege for me to have, and a lot of the guys in the team to have. It's just we enjoy what we're doing. The only time this blues come in is when, for example, we're doing a 2K soon, and it's like, oh no, I've got this test, oh my god, it's coming up. So the coach announced we've got this 2K test coming up a couple of weeks ago, and so we've got 2 weeks of, oh no. So that's as close as we get to the Sunday blues, but it's obviously completely different. It's more of a nervousness and a nervous anticipation for that test, so you can perform really well, because that performance ties into boat selection and all that. So it's a bit different than the Sunday blues, when your Monday isn't any different really. It's just you've had a really good Sunday, and then now you have to go to something you don't necessarily enjoy. Okay, going back to real world and getting a real job, I think the bottom line is enjoying what you do. Like I've said, doesn't matter how hard it is, if you enjoy what you do, you'll keep doing it. And so I think that's probably one of the key messages of my chat today. I know I've just talked to you for a little bit, but it's just a case of really getting to a stage where you enjoy what you do. Maybe you have to take a risk. I mean, don't take my advice. I'm just waffling on here, just something I thought would be interesting. But it's a case of why not do what you want to do, or why not do what you enjoy? Just because you're in a safety net, you're getting paid, but you don't enjoy it. The world is a big place. There are huge opportunities out there for people, for everyone. Maybe you work on the side a little bit to get some qualifications to push towards a different job, or maybe if you want to open a business, you do that on the side until it's like set up, or maybe you just stop all what you're doing now and just dive straight in and go for it. And part of this as well is sparked by obviously not training, just a lot of thinking going on, and it's just a case of, well, right now I've got loads of time on my hands, so I've basically spoken to loads of different people in the past few weeks of just social media exposure, whether it's mine or talking to people like in the world of social media on just how they work. Like, for example, the head of Sony is in Reading, very close to me, so I'm hoping to get to have a chat with him. Just different things like that. It's a case of grabbing the opportunities that you have at the time and really going for it. And so I'm taking this opportunity that I have right now of waiting for this, getting my tonsils removed, to really to keeping myself occupied with the vlogs, obviously, but also trying to further myself while I have the time, because I know when I'm in full-time rowing that I'm focused on rowing. I'm not focused on whether it looks like I'm having a jolly, because I think that's one of the problems as well. It looks like we are, because especially on my Instagram and all that, there's a bunch of pictures where I'm just in a boat laughing, or my like silly food videos, or all the videos I make. I think it all looks quite fun. So when people all they see is that aspect of things, it's like, well, no wonder he's not in the real world. But of course, there's a lot of difficult things behind that, which The vlog, I hope to show you guys that side of things. But like I said, I'll stop myself there. I think rowing is a real job. Being a professional athlete is a real job. But I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, tomorrow we've got the 2K sessions with the guys at GB Rowing. Hopefully I'm thinking about where I can set all the cameras up so I'm not distracting them. Let me know if you want any specific angles. I might be able to try and get them. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Have a good one.